A very good morning to you, everybody. This is Dylan Cruz, your favorite tattooed theologian and permaculture guy. I'm out in my garden on a hot, humid July morning, and I wanted to give you a brief tour. So I'm going to switch this camera around and show you a little something. As you can see, I've got a lot of clover, white clover growing. And white clover is an excellent ground cover because you can walk on it without really damaging it too much. And it brings a lot of bees. Now, my clover got a little bit rambunctious and started covering up some of my garden bed. And I think like a permaculture practitioner, so if that's a problem, it's really a solution. I just cleared this small patch and direct sowed some winter squash. But what that clover did for me while it was covering up this bed was keep the soil cooler and trapping in moisture. So there's still some moisture in that soil. And it also, when I yanked some of it out, it released some nitrogen, because clover is a nitrogen fixing plant. I intentionally planted it with inoculated seeds so that when it gets cut, the bacteria are released that release the nitrogen under the soil. So that'll give me some free fertility. Over here I've got my peppers. They're just now starting to come out. Got some squash, and you can see the clover is really keeping the ground covered here and keeping it cooler and more moist. Tomatoes are starting to do their thing, and there's a few carrots that I companion planted between the two tomato plants that are peeking their way up through the clover. Over here I've got my raspberries, and they're just a little behind, I think, but starting to ripen up. I've got some buckwheat, and that's basically for the pollinators. They like the flowers. Now look down here, I've got all this dandelion growing. That's free perennial greens right there. I kind of just let it go, because I can come out here and pick that for nutritious green whenever I need one. So remember folks, dandelions aren't weeds. Over here I've got some more conventional greens, and then I direct sowed some different kind of squash over here, hoping that it comes up with some a little bit older seeds. So if it doesn't come up, no big thing. Lots of comfrey in here. Comfrey is a fantastic pollinator plant and green manure plant, meaning that I can chop and drop it right where it sits, just like I've done around over here around my chard. Now comfrey, if you don't get the cultivated variety, spreads like crazy. It produces tiny little seeds, and they are fecund. They go nuts, but gives you a lot of free green mulch, dynamic accumulator that brings a lot of nutrients from deep into the soil, into the green leaves. So when you chop and drop, those nutrients are released back into the soil. So this is my garden. It's been a little neglected because I went on vacation for a little bit, but it's teeming with life. It's teeming with pollinators and a variety of plants, and it brings me a lot of joy and some good things to eat. Peace be with y'all.